Hello, my name is Liliana Collins Gallegos, and today I will be presenting a paper titled Monuments to the Pluriverse, a transfronteriza nepantlera's approach to Rasquache, anticolonial, artisanal, or utilitarian new media art production. Today I want to give you an overview of some of the aspects I further explain in my paper, documenting my explorations in new media art, where I express the intricate experience of inhabiting Nepantla. Nepantla is a concept representing a non-place, encapsulating all places simultaneously, a perpetual crossroads. This exploration is deeply tied to my identity as a transfronteriza, constantly navigating the complexities of existence along the US-Mexico border. It is also intertwined with my experiences as a first-generation Chicana and descendant of indigenous Californians and Baja Californians, as I long and search to reclaim a seized indigeneity. Nepantla is a Nahua concept, further theorized by Gloria Ansaldúa, representing the liminal in-between that exists and does not exist. It embodies the experience of living in a constant state of tension, negotiation, and transition. As a transfronteriza or transborderite, I navigate this in-between space daily. This identity, as described by Norma Iglesias Prieto, is for those who cross borders frequently, transforming these crossings from a gladiatorial life or death experience to one akin to the practice of a luchadora libre, a Mexican wrestler, constantly in training, constantly in motion. My great-grandmother, Aurora Lopez Pantoja, was an Afro-Indigenous woman from Tijuana, well known for her independence and strength. Her heritage and stories, though often suppressed and misrepresented, have profoundly influenced my identity. The disconnection from our indigeneity due to colonial impositions of machismo and religious conversions have been a source of pain and struggle. However, it has also fueled a rebellious spirit within me, a desire to reclaim and celebrate our indigenous roots by any means available, and to be resourceful just like her. Rasquache is a Chicano art concept that embodies the ingenuity and resourcefulness of working class immigrant communities, mostly belonging to minoritized communities. So it's about making do with what is available and transforming it into something beautiful and meaningful. This approach has deeply influenced my work in new media art, where I apply Rasquache methods to question traditional perceptions of technology and art. For example, during my doctoral studies, I used crochet to create 3D models when I lacked the technical skills to use 3D modeling software, because I audited most of my media art courses as a literature student. So this Rasquache sensibility extends beyond dimensions and different dimensions, right? So this approach also celebrates and places into praxis and into arts praxis the resourcefulness and creativity of marginalized communities. My work as a transfronteriza nepantlera involves blending indigenous, Chicana, and anti-colonial perspectives to create immersive art experiences. And one of my notable projects, the Coyolxauhqui Imperative 2020, fuses Rasquache, anti-colonial, and tech-driven artisanal art. This VR piece challenges the parameters that define new media art and invites community members to engage in culturally driven ways. It is about destigmatizing the processes involved and celebrating diversity through experimental art. The piece is currently part of the Constellations Video Arts program, with artworks that were included in the ISEA 2024 International Conference. Transfronterismo challenges the myths of homogeneity and purity that uphold nation states. It allows us to explore diverse formats and storytelling that transcend traditional boundaries. Much of what is perceived as innovative in decolonial art has roots in indigenous and Chicana perspectives. My life's work is dedicated to discussing decoloniality in the context of transfronterismo, offering insights into design approaches that challenge Eurocentric paradigms. Nepantla is not just about being in between, it's about embracing the fluidity of identity and the potential for healing through this liminality. Gloria Ansaldúa describes nepantleras as survivors transformed by their encounters with Nepantla, becoming translators, guides, and healers. My transfronteriza nepantlera sensibility embraces this role, seeking to heal and empower through my art and scholarship. My journey through new media art is a testament to the power of embracing our complex identities and experiences. By navigating the perpetual crossroads of Nepantla and applying the resourceful spirit of Rasquache, we can create art that challenges colonial narratives and celebrates our rich, multifaceted heritage. I will now share some insights on the exciting intersection of artisanal and utilitarian new media art production using my own work as a reference point. Specifically, I'll discuss my VR piece, the Coyochauqui Imperative 2020, which was included in the 2023 SIGGRAPH Autodesk Time Tunnel and recognized as a seminal piece of Chicanx Indígena Transfronteriza immersive muralism, or what I also call no-muralismo.
Obliged to resist. In their footsteps, cruzamos las fronteras de letras y papeles. Today, as glorias maquiladoras, Guadalupes y chingadas, nepantleras, dwellers of the in-between. Yesterday, as las lloronas, malinches y marinas, artists formerly known as Cihuacóatl, mucho antes, Coatlicue, Tlazolteotl, Mayahuel, Chalchicuitle, Coyochauqui, Tonantzin. Ipanemowani no yolotatzin, Tlazokamati, Tonantzin. You are the giver of life. We have your venerable heart. Thank you, Earth Mother. Perpetually, as maestras del sacrificio escondido y silencioso, the entire universe flows from our mouths, with roots in the concealed beyond. We glimpse at our glorious histories, entre las flores y magueyes, between certainty and fabrication, framing and reframing a heritage of traumas with thorns and needles, the weaponized bones of the innocent and of children for whom the cost of fractured history is life itself. Hijitos míos, pues ya tenemos que irnos lejos. Hijitos míos, ¿a dónde os llevaré? Oh, my little children, now we must go far away. Oh, my little children, where shall I take you?
No-muralismo is an evolution of Mexican nationalist muralism, but it goes beyond those traditional boundaries and walls. It challenges the exotification, objectification, and antiquating of indigenous cultures by elite mestizo and white-Mexican perspectives. Essentially, it rejects the notion that we need physical or ideological walls to frame our perspectives and our worlds. My work in transfronteriza Rasquache immersive muralism, or no-muralismo, creates VR worlds without walls. These virtual spaces are as infinite as the legacies of resistance they stand on. This approach rejects Eurocentric methods and technology-driven art production, and instead highlights experiences and consciousness often ignored or rejected by mainstream society. In these no-murales, the issues engulf and embrace the spectator, creating an immersive experience that demands attention. No-muralismo is techno-artisanal, involving the creation of objects by hand with simple, non-automated tools, expressing specific cultural or identitary styles and traditions. It also serves a utilitarian purpose. It's more than just art to view. It's an interactive world to critique, learn from, and use as a tool for representing various forms of data visually, orally, and musically. No-muralismo is not just about creating art, it has practical and spiritual dimensions. It allows for the visualization of multiple times, places, and perspectives simultaneously, which can interact with each other. And this can help artists and viewers alike to release internalized trauma and focus on external events, fostering a sense of connection and empathy. Looking ahead, I'm using my work now to inspire a much larger artistic movement headed by an ambitious project titled Monuments to the Pluriverse, set to be exhibited at California State University San Bernardino in 2024 in November, and part of the programming for the UCR Arts exhibition, Digital Capture, Southern California and the Origins of the Pixel-Based Image World of the Getty Museum's Pacific Standard Time Art Science LA initiative. And this project involves creating a series of at least 7 immersive no-murales, or VR worlds, developed through community-based participatory action research. And the aim is to foster engagement and collaboration among diverse institutions and communities, particularly Hispanic serving ones, around themes relevant to their lived experiences. A key component of this project is developing a universally accessible curriculum and a step-by-step instructional manual for creating no-muralismo in VR. This will support faculty and community advocates in designing course curricula that includes visits to the CSUSB X-Real Lab or other portable labs and community spaces. And the goal is for each participating group to create their own artisanal VR world, addressing themes such as education, disability, racism, and self-medication and coloniality. Immersive muralism allows community issues to envelop the spectator, fostering a deep sense of empathy and interconnectedness. And this approach challenges the traditional Eurocentric boundaries of art and creates a collective political imaginary that resonates with diverse cultural references and experiences. So Monuments to the Pluriverse aims to turn traditional supremacist monuments on their heads and replace them with interactive community monuments that celebrate collective experiences and struggles and the heroic aspects of these daily quotidian experiences. So this approach asks how we can commemorate these heroic acts of community solidarity and support the ongoing shift toward decolonial options. In closing, my work blends theory, history, and autoethnography to offer practical insights into decolonial and anti-colonial transborder new media art production. I hope it inspires others to join in the struggle toward rebellious decolonial approaches to new media art, fostering meaningful connections between art and indigenous cultural heritage. I hope you enjoy reading my article, and if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. My email was included at the beginning of this video in the first slide. And thank you for listening, and I invite you to join me in this ongoing journey of artistic and cultural exploration. Y seguimos en la lucha.
We recover pieces, rearrange them. Amongst the smoke, hidden relations are revealed. These visual languages speak to us from within and beyond ourselves. Somehow, we already know these ways. We are inviting you to speak. If you always speak, we are inviting you to be silent and listen. These caminos are tilled by layered footsteps, by the eclipsed ancestral memories of our relations, whose precious knowledge invented ways to survive the great floods of patriarchal supremacist arrogance and endure the prolonged blazes of coloniality. These ways were lovingly sown by those who raised us while we were forbidden to learn their names. Ways of the agave, of el maguey, conocimiento endemic to our lands, humbly feeding, clothing, sheltering, soothing from coloniality, the ways of our gente, whose sharp-toothed voices burst through so-called traditional books with genius everlasting in harvests of colors, sounds, and spirits, whose resilience is written instead upon each of our faces, de maguey, y sí, de nopal. Just because you cannot see, it does not mean they aren't there. You must shift. You must shift.